Okay, oh, stick there. Wait, hold on, game. 200 years. That's all it took from the first car to traveling the galaxy. Blessed by a celestial gift, what was once beyond reach, boundless, immortal, became accessible, finite, transient. Our perception changed. With an unbounded future before us, new questions replaced the old ones. What happens when the last star dies? One second. Seems kind of loud. Good thing we checked the options. Take this down a couple notches. Okay. First off, love this UI. That's the first thing that jumped out at me with Neoproxima, is sort of the retro futurist aesthetic. You know, we have like the scan lines for the CRT monitors. I like this little command line thing we've got going in this window. Like it's very crisp, and I like this color palette of like these oranges and grays. I also like how this looks like a little handheld machine. You can see like there's weathering. Oh, we love games with attention to detail. It looks like it's 1975, June 8th, Sunday. 8 a.m. We've got a Farah, a Duncan, and a Chen down here in the bottom left. Darkness. Oh, are we gonna have like a Disco Elysium kind of open where we just kind of wake up? I'm floating in a void. Yet my body hurts. From the darkness comes a menacing voice. I try to drift away, taking refuge in the nothingness surrounding me, but the voice is getting more imperious. It finds me. It grabs me. I can't run away. Oh, right. Gratuitous French. Revelez-vous allez, mademoiselle Farah. Ooh, we have like annotations. Farah. That's me. Xenoarchaeologist, adventurer, entrepreneur. Born in the Algiers and raised in France after a few years before moving to Amsterdam. Ooh, xenoarchaeologist. Interesting. I emerge from sleep as if from a long dive underwater, my entire body tense and my head raised instantly. So I need kind of an older voice. Has he been calling all morning? The neon light is blinding me, and I barely distinguish Simone as she removes her hand from my shoulder, heads back to her kitchen. Simone, the owner of the Octopus, 75 years old and more energy than me. Oh, is this some kind of hearing aid? Interesting, like a big bulky watch. Also like her kind of like overalls and short t-shirt. Interesting fashion. I curse my tense body as my head starts spinning. I feel parched and my stomach is acting up. What the hell happened? Ooh, another big ribbon. I'm loving these ribbon cables. Again, retro futurist aesthetics. Love that jam. I force my eyes open a bit more, sitting on a table, on a small chair in front of a steel table, facing half a dozen pints of beer. Ah, well, that explains the void of nothingness. Alright, I guess I have my answer then. La Brasserie du Boop. The Octopus Bar. The first and only bar in Kairos. Kairos Colony. Founded by the French in 1973, Kairos is our home for now. The site is still filled with Colossus's ruins, but the main attraction is the sarcophagus. Well, French colony is not something that fills me with a lot of confidence. But Colossus ruins and the sarcophagus. Octopus Brassiere. Octopus's Simone's establishment is the best bar, restaurant, and hotel you can find in a 2,000-kilometer radius. Well, not really, but it's the only one to serve decent food anyway. In front of me, swimming in his aquarium, the real alien tech-enhanced octopus is returning my gaze. Oh, is that why it's called an octopus? Do they have an uplifted octopus? You're saying, hey, Myrna. Yes, thanks for stopping on by. Someone, please answer this damn phone. I turn to my right. Duncan looks okay, his back almost straight against his chair. But I bet his head hurts just as much as mine. Chenda's husband. A good engineer, but a stubborn man. He's just better at hiding it. I take a look at the clock. 8 a.m. That's not much sleep. I would have been a bit better if Ivan hadn't blown up his truck right in the middle of the street an hour ago. Ivan, a bragging douche, he made a name for himself on Neoproxima after a series of successful looting operations. Uh-oh. French colony looting? Not off to a great start. Booze and explosions don't mix well. I gotta like, as we're getting into this game, the way the audio has been building up and layering itself as our character has woken up. We have the phone rings, we have the little sprinkle of rain, we have this light music starting to come up. Very nice. I hear Simone grumbling to herself before answering the phone. She speaks in French, and my dry brain can't understand any of it. She slams the phone down, harder than necessary, and then comes back to our table. That was the Commandant. The 4th time this morning. Want to be sure you're on your way to some kind of ruin. She starts picking up bottles and glasses from our table, while clearly trying to be as noisy as possible about it. That old customer service, letting you know to get the fuck out without telling you to get the fuck out. The old woman can be an angel, but she sure doesn't enjoy acting as our secretary. I told him you kids were already gone, so move it, kids. I snatch a lonely glass of water just before she can steal it from me. All right. Duncan, can you carry Chen to the truck? Chen, the most brilliant physicist I know. She has been a close friend since we studied together. I'm okay, I can walk. My short friend stands up to illustrate her point, before puking all over the floor. Oh, thank you for the boots. I look at Simone, bracing for a heap of scolding, but all she does is sigh and wander back to her kitchen. I get up, more carefully than my teammate, give her some of my water. I think you should let your husband help you. She answers with a smile, and the giant man lifts her off the floor without effort as we exit the bar and get into our truck. Okay. Use the arrow keys to drive our truck. I assume this is the town we just came from. Whee! Whee! Yeah, all right, everyone, buckle up. We gotta spin. Are you sure you should drive? You don't look so good. Still better than you. All right, give me the damn wheel. No, I'm driving. Aw. Oh. I was going the wrong way! Okay, cowboy, take it. Do you remember where to go? He said southeast in the canyon. Shouldn't be hard to find. Yes, I spin, spin, spin. I'm gonna be sick. Try to rest. I told you celebrating yesterday was a stupid idea. Come on, we scored big. We had to celebrate. And I have a good feeling about today. I'm gonna take a nap. Wake me up once we get there. Putt, 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 putt. Canyon ruin. Ooh. Ooh. This is cool. Drone cam. Oh my god, this is so good. Oh, I love this. So this is us. I assume this is the ruin. I think the lavender text is Chen, so this is a stupid idea. I refuse to answer again. Oh, that was Duncan. Ah, shit. This is gonna be annoying if the colors are not consistent with the character. I refuse to answer again. Complaining is Duncan's way of handling pressure, and I need to focus my attention elsewhere. Can't really have a civilized conversation while hanging to a wall above a several hundred-meter abyss. We had a good start, though. The Commandant's coordinates were correct. We found the ruin all right. The structure is hugging a deep canyon that has been breached in several places by falling rocks. This proved to be a blessing, as the main doors stayed stubbornly closed. We had to get creative to advance further. We dropped most of our gear and started climbing. An opening in the building provided an easy route. Or so I thought. The absence of good grips and the raging wind make the exercise a bit too precarious for my taste. The hangover probably doesn't help either. I look down at my partners. Duncan is holding well despite his weight, but Chen is white as a ghost. She won't hold much longer. Let me try the hook again. Let me try again. The rope and its grapple are heavy in my right hand. I aim at the opening, 3 meters higher. As a European, I'm used to the MKS system, meter kilogram second, that evolved into the international system of units a dozen years ago. I bet it will become the universal standard in a few years. 3 meters is about 10 feet. All right, that's not too much of a throw. Ooh. So we have a wheel. Success, we secure. Failure, we try again. We have a 68% chance. It's like we just click this. Survey says success. The hook finds a crack, and I pull it in place. The wind screams again, engulfed in the canyon below us. We're not going to last. Okay, this looks solid enough. Let's move. We climb up the rope, one by one, and crawl in the small opening. Okay. So this is actually showing us as we move around. I see. Jen is white, and her legs are shaking, but Duncan seems to be doing just fine. The man is a beast. I'll leave the rope in place. We might need an exit the way we came back in. I switch my attention to the room. A simple rectangle. 2 of its sides are made from the gray concrete the Colossus seems to love. The one from which we entered, and the opposite one. Colossus. The alien civilization we borrow technology from. It lived on this planet a few centuries ago, but seemed to have disappeared since then. As to why, nobody has a clue. Really? They were here as recent as a few centuries? Now, isn't Kairos... I thought that was one of Jupiter's moons. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is no. Maybe this is a completely fictional planet. I thought Kairos. Okay. Well, I Serpent here corrected. The others are made of some kind of glass panels, covered by dust or vines, giving an impressive point of view of the canyon and allowing the sun to bathe the room. The sun sheds light on something more peculiar here. Well, actually does not.
Hold on, give me a second. Oh crap! Oh my frogs! Shit!
The sun reveals all these frogs in here! Ah! Hi, Froge. Welcome on by. I hope you're doing well. If you're like a cozy person who's a frog and also sings now and then with some great tunes, you should check out Froge. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Cracking open a new game for the new year, and I'm so far loving the aesthetics and stylization we got going on. Let's see, the huge room, probably 1,000 square meters, is entirely empty. Marks on the ground prove that it was not always the case, but something, or someone, removed all the place's content. Okay, so we just have translations between meters and imperial. I turn to Duncan. What do you think? Yeah, text color does not correlate to character. Well, that's gonna suck for me. Colossus cleared the building before leaving. No looters could have done that. He points to the marks on the floor. It looks small in the giant room. The architects of this place, the Colossus, were tall. Extremely tall. Duncan and his 1.9 meters would have been a dwarf to them. Ooh, jeez. No wonder they call them Colossus. He shakes his head. I'm afraid it's possible we are wasting our time here, girls. How do you feel? Good. He looks at Chen, still shaking next to the opening, and lowers his voice before continuing. Let's not do that again. You hear me? His eyes flash with anger. You'd have come back better prepared. This was not necessary. I tap on his shoulder awkwardly. Come on! When are you afraid of a little climbing? My attempt to lighten his mood falls flat, and I half expect smoke to come out of his ears. Duncan has plenty of qualities. Great engineer, he always speaks his mind, handles pressure masterfully, and is not afraid of putting himself at risk for others. He saved my life several times since we arrived on Neoproxima. Never once did I have to save his. Okay, so Neoproxima is the alien planet where UFOs came from. Breathable atmosphere, incredible wildlife. This is the new frontier. The first stone paving man's way to the stars. Okay, so Neoproxima is the planet. He also has some flaws that get on my nerves. Like overprotecting everyone. Yet I'm not quite sure why I was in such a hurry to enter this place. Well, other than finding what could be the key to open the largest ruin this planet has to offer. Still, he is right. This was foolishly bold. No point in dwelling in the past. Hey, Tesla, welcome on by. Before I can add anything, a deep and ethereal sound starts echoing in the building, looping slowly while the ceiling begins to shine gently. Yes, jackpot! Chen stands up immediately. The Excitation had erased all fatigue from her face. Oh, that's a good sign. A really good sign. Intrusion alarm and power. And the alarm seems pretty low pitched too. Maybe even lower than all the previous records? I'm not sure. I need to check that. Big guy, prepare the microphone for me, will you? Chen is a short woman, smaller than me, but she has more energy than both Duncan and I together when it comes to the Colossus stuff. What do you mean lower? Well, you know how it is. Most ruins are not really protected. Sure, you may need to climb or blow up some walls, but once you're in, that's it. But when there is an alarm, oh, when there is an alarm, it means game-changing discoveries. What about the alarm? Well, it could be anything, really. Colossus were pretty funny about that. Usually it triggers non-lethal countermeasures, sealing things off, auto-destruction of rooms or artifacts. In one case, the building just sank into the ground, too. She smiles. Of course, non-lethal for them is not always safe for us. A crew got stuck and starved to death once. They did not have the strength to pull an emergency Colossus hatch. Funny, indeed. Considering the alarm's tune, pretty sure it's going to be lethal this time. At least nothing we would like to stick around. You see, the lower the tune, the more dangerous it gets. I hear Duncan cursing behind us, and I'm with him on this one. Chen is the opposite of her husband when it comes to choosing priorities. How long do we have, Chen? Hard to say. There isn't any real pattern. Could be 10 minutes, could be an hour. No more than an hour, I would say. Let's say 30 minutes. That sounds about right. He still seems pretty chill about it. Okay, so it's 9 a.m. I don't know if this is gonna break into like 30-minute increments, but if this hits 10 a.m., we're probably screwed. What kind of discoveries? In a ruin like this, anything you could ever imagine. But this one has even more potential. The Commandant told us enough that I can make some assumptions. Her smile is enough to cheer me up. Pretty sure that the old man is smart enough to know we would guess our real goal here, but no point mentioning it. I think the key is here, Farah. The item everybody is looking for, the way to open Cairo's sarcophagus. Cairo's sarcophagus key. Something, an object, an interface, supposed to help us get inside the sarcophagus. Cairo's sarcophagus. A massive black sphere stuck deep into the ground north of the colony. For now, nobody managed to crack it open. I normally don't think of a sphere when I think of a sarcophagus. When I think of a sarcophagus, I kind of assume something vaguely humanoid shaped in some way. I feel like it should just be Kairos' orb. You know, we just gotta ponder this orb and maybe it will open. She gives a quick look to her husband. Of course, we're pretty much kids playing with grown-up toys, so we must be careful when one another or is it Tanya? Tenaya. We want another Tenaya incident, right? Tenaya Svaz Secret Link, or Secret Connection, is a Soviet research base south of Cairo City. The base blew up in a nuclear explosion 2 months ago, caused by, if you trust the official report, a malfunction in the base's portable reactor. Chances are the Soviets toyed with something they could not handle. Oh, thank you for your boobs. You're welcome on by Wireflames. Also, Soviets. Interesting. So the Soviets are... So we have France, Russia, Soviets, Russia in space. Interesting. I wonder if it's a coalition thing. Sort of like the ISS kind of situation of like everyone gets a piece of the pie going into space. I love these outfits, and I love like the gratuitous like ribbon electronics, these big chonky, you know, radio headphone things. Hold on. What's this? Oh, I have an inventory. Apparently I have a bomb? High precision bomb uses experimental Colossus tech. Lines of nanoparticles that go deep into the target before blowing up. Cool. Great. Yeah, exactly, Froze. Terminal. A small technological wonder with a flat LCD screen. Oh, so that's basically this, I think. Sound recorder. Microphone connected to a small computing unit. Most explorers on Neoproxima have one of these to record Colossus sounds. More refined than a sword. Digital camera. One of its kind, thanks to Chen Network. We were able to get our hands on the first Kodak prototypes. A prototype Kodak digital camera. Yeah, Kodak, known for their dominance of the digital camera market. Ah, yes. The Banana 2 computing machine. Yeah, the Cavendish Corporation, you know, when they came out with the Banana 2, really took off in those personal electronics. Sandwich au pâté. Oh, cool. We have a sandwich. Perfect. Okay, but the parapod is peak. Good point. Good point. The parapod, that is a good counterpoint. Well, hi, Dreamer. Welcome on by. Thanks for the resubscription. As never necessary, but always appreciated. I hope you're having a good start to the new year. Interesting. I guess let's move on. Let's move. I walk towards the only door in the empty room. We should be able to open it if we pull together. Yeah, the map is re-rendering. You know how this year feels so far? At least you're staying hydrated. Okay, so we're gonna pull together. Door stays closed. Spin! Okay, so we open the door. Ah! What the heck? Probably nobody. I don't believe you. Nobody rated? I think you're lying. Well, welcome on by. Playing some Infinity Nikki. How was it? How were the things? I've heard it's pretty good. Some pretty good dressing up stuffs. I mean, oh, welcome on by. I don't know how long you were streaming, but at the very least, I implore you, you can take a little bit of a break. It's hard work. Stand up, wiggle it out, leave a piss, take a water. Probably grab the water from someplace different than you piss. I mean, that's just my recommendation. If you don't know me, I am Dreki or Draconic Serpent, Flightless Dragon, or simply where on the internet. And we are cracking open Neoproxima today. We're still probably in like the introduction tutorial bit. Ah! All right, the people just showed up. Why did you throw me into the void? That's very mean. But welcome to the Ziggurat, Lover and Bored Little Unicorn. I hope you enjoy your time.
Hold on, give me a second.
Oh no!
Oh crap!
No, there's
more
frogs! Shit! We got through the door. Why are there so many frogs in this facility? I thought it was a ruin. How are they still alive? What are they eating? I guess it'd be like alien frogs. Oh, thank you for the refreshing Dreki drink. But yeah, we're just starting this game, so I can't really espouse much of it. But the aesthetics are very interesting. The door slowly opens on a glass-walled corridor with a spectacular view. In front of the door, an elevator shaft, also made of a transparent material, but with no elevator in sight. Chat has chosen chaos. Don't go always. Why are there so many creatures in here? Get out of here! Go on. The corridor continues right and left of the door, with a room on both sides. Let's update our logs. Rumors button to keep track of your adventure. Hey, I think these devs played Outer Wilds. Just a random guess. Interesting. Commandant Lustau. Famous on Earth for his work around nature and its protection, the Commandant was sent to Neoproxima by de Gaulle's government to lead the French efforts in Cairo. Okay, so de Gaulle. I don't know, I'm only vaguely aware of de Gaulle. It suddenly makes me want to play some more, it's a two-player board game. It's not Twilight Imperium. That is not a two-player board game. Twilight Struggle. This makes me think of de Gaulle. Cairo's sarcophagus, the biggest ruin ever found on Neoproxima, and the reason Cairo's colony was established. A gigantic structure digging deep into the ground, so big nobody knows where it ends, topped by a giant sphere. The whole thing is covered by dirt, rocks, and trees, looking like a huge hill. Attempts to get inside the sphere, the sarcophagus, were all major setbacks. The content of the sarcophagus is still highly debated. For some, the fact that we found Colossus tech everywhere quite easily is proof that the sarcophagus has a more symbolic purpose. Host of sacred rituals, tombs of some ancestors, a king's palace. For others, the sarcophagus could be the fortress containing their most advanced, precious, and dangerous technologies. Okay, so it's not just a sphere, but it's a building with a sphere on top, which is interesting. I'm trying to think what kind of thing would be sphere shaped that you would want on top of a structure of some kind, other than just some really out there alien tech. I'm wondering like an antenna, or not an antenna, or like a satellite dish, because like if it folds up and then unfolds. Space Needle. Does the Space Needle have a? I mean, that's more of like a pancake than an orbular thing. I'm trying to think of like what qualities a sphere might impart. I mean, I could also think that it's like a specific room. Not like, well, maybe like some panopticon sort of thing, where like you want to be able to look in a sphere. Oh. What if there's like an underground facility that's also, so like if you have, if this alien planet has something in the core of it, and so like you have two basically entangled spheres, and so like you're inside of one, you can swap to the other. I think that might be something I think it is the most likely. If it's like some kind of facility that, like you're swapping, because there's usually like a room being a sphere has a lot of dead space and is not much utility. There's got to be a reason or purpose for it being spherical. Yeah, vanity projects, humans and such, but this is a video game. You're not gonna Chekhov's that, all right? Gotta be a reason for the sphere. But anyway, so we can go right, we can go left, we can check the elevator. Is this? Okay, I can't. Okay, now it's cleared. All right, that would bug me if it was permanently there. Let's check the room on the left. I like going left first. Half the room sits in the canyon down below. The view is quite spectacular. What's left looks like a 200 square meter living space with giant tables scattered throughout. On the other side of the room, a circular niche in the wall. And its interface seems to be active. A storage accessor? Like in most Colossus ruins, vegetation is taking over. It seems that their construction material was engineered to be biodegradable. Slowly but surely. The whole floor is covered by thick purple bushes. Ooh. Is Colossus Tech some kind of solar punk? With a lot of like green engineering. Oh, that would be so cool. Oh, I gotta say, if it was possible to have like that kind of, what is it like? I don't think it's crabgrass. That kind of grass that has like really thick leaves I really like walking on that grass. If I could have that as like my room interior, oh, that would be amazing. Oh, I would love that. Oh, that would be so cool. Better eat something. We have one of Simone's famous sandwiches in our backpack. Ooh, their thorns are big and sharp enough to pierce our suits. We could try jumping on the tables, but we should boost our stamina before. The climbing took a toll on us. Remaining willpower. Most actions consume willpower. Okay. We need a sandwich. Bringing us up to 8. So greater than or equal to 6. I see. What is this arrow /9? Okay, so Farah has 11. So they're at 100%. Duncan has 7. Is this like speed, or do the characters have a stat sheet? They do. Moving, fighting, thinking. I wish they had chosen a different shape for one of these two, because the circle and square are a little too similar. I think if they made the circle like dot and then an outer rim, so it was more like the negative space was filling up the donut, it would be a lot more readable to me. Because like moving is very obviously different than these two at a glance. I foresee myself mixing things up between fighting and thinking. So movement divided by 9. So I think that's how it's calculating probabilities. Not exactly, because that should be 2/3 for Chen. So it's not exact. It's either on a curve of some kind, or there's something else factoring into these stats. All right, all right, all right. All right, we all made it. We jumped on those tables. We get across elegantly and access the Colossus device. I also see our willpower didn't go down. So it seems like there's some things we need to have a minimum amount, but it won't consume some. Definitely a storage accessor. Duncan recognizes the technology immediately. Colossus accessor. Accessors allow the Colossus to teleport small objects from a relatively short distance. Trying to replicate this technology on Earth did not go well for the Yankees. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did America do? Did we fucking try and teleport something, and then that's how we get, what would have been classically nuclear, explosions or something? This particular accessor is composed of a niche inside the wall, waist high for a Colossus, with a black cube next to it. Also, the fact that an accessor involves teleportation, I feel like something related to teleporting, like to a special location or swapping two places. So like, what if the sphere is like connecting it to a hub of other Colossus worlds, you know? Wouldn't be any hell portals in there, right? Hope not. We're not on Mars, so I think we're safe from Doom Guy. Colossus did not use screens, buttons, or keyboards to interact with their machines, but physical objects, taking geometric shapes, like this cube. Each of its sides is composed of around 40 small facets. It's a simple device. The most complex have thousands that can move inside or outside. So I'm imagining like a Rubik's Cube. Inside or outside? Oh my god, like a layered Rubik's Cube. You have like an inside layer you have to solve, and then an outside layer, and then things can move between inside and out. Like a three-dimensional Rubik's Cube. Cubed. Their movements and the sounds the cube produce convey all the necessary information. The facets also function as buttons, allowing the user, human or Colossus, to interact with the connected device. Jen recently told me that those specific cubes inspired a Hungarian called Rubik, who created the toy last year. Hey! It's selling pretty well, although he refutes the obvious inspiration. We're in luck. It looks beautiful, with copper-like highlights shining under the sun. And while they are quite common, the feeling is still the same. Despite its apparent simplicity, it was built by an alien race hundreds of years ago on a faraway planet. I'm lucky enough to be here to discover them. Not in a crowded museum or a cold, lifeless lab, but inside the very buildings that the Colossus built. Is there anything more exhilarating than being the first? Let's check what's inside. I gently put my hand against the cube. It shines a pale blue light and emits a looping sound as if its facets start moving up and down. Let's crack it open. Oh. The fact that we need things from our inventory is interesting because it means A, we might have upgrades. B, we might run situations where it's like, hey, we need to find this item. Put it here. Let's see what we have on the menu here.